welcome to the Jakarta Globe News Channel. I'm Florence Armein and this is The Perspective. This time around we're going to take a look into a case, a headline which recently hit, or shall I say, shocked the public when a 32-year-old pilot was seen somewhat under the influence or intoxicated as he was walking into the airport, Juanda Airport in Surabaya, to fly a Citilink aircraft from Jakarta towards Surabaya. Tekad Purna was then dismissed by Citilink, of course, but beyond this case, of course, the question remains: what of the safety procedures in aviation industry here in the country? Now, to give us a perspective, his perspective and the industry's perspective on aviation safety in the country, the current state of aviation safety, is Captain Imron Siregar, the head of advisory board of the Indonesia Aviation Network. Thank you very much for making your time here. I know you're very busy. I understand you flew in from Kuala Lumpur yesterday evening just to be here and share your thoughts with us about this case. So, Captain, you commended the move by Albert Burhan, the CEO of Citilink Indonesia, to step down after he dismissed the pilot Tekad. And your views, maybe you can elaborate a little bit on that.
Yes, actually the move of the Albert Burhan is actually the one that we have to applaud, because that's the first time in Indonesian aviation industries that CEO, the top of the man, and stepped down, and he stated his responsibility. He's not blaming his staff, and it's really a good move to me. Yeah.
But this happened very quickly. From the timeline that Tekad was discovered as being under the influence, he was then replaced, and then he was investigated, and then Burhan made the announcement, of course, with involvement of our transport minister, who was very involved in this. Are you sure this is not a move to escape further investigation into the system of Citilink?
Well, I think I look is like this. Leadership is an example. So, whatever reason he had in mind, by doing so, I think it will set a good example, and that's what we need in the aviation business. People who take responsibilities.
And you also mentioned this should not be. They should set an example not just for the aviation industry, but for all civil servants and officials.
Exactly.
To somehow take on the same route.
Yes. Exactly, because leadership is the key here. If you talk about regulations, rules, everything, Indonesian regulation actually is more stricter than even America, even the FAA or the other neighboring countries.
Okay.
But
that's interesting. We'll get into that when you say Indonesia is way more strict than any other countries. Yes. But tell us about your career, Imron. You're also the you run the Best Flight Academy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But give us a brief picture of your career as a pilot.
Yes, actually I always wanted to be a pilot since I was a kid, and my first letter is not ABC, it was KLM, because my father took me to the Kemayoran Airport, and it was the first letters. And but then being a son of so-called traditional Batak people, you know, if you have to graduate from university, so my father required me to go to university first and get the degrees, and he's a university professor. So then I took a long path, become a pilot. So when I was in the States, I took a flying lessons and got a flying license while I'm in university, and got back here, don't get any jobs, and doing office jobs until 1996 and 1998. The monetary.
So you didn't get into the industry right away.
No.
Even if you had that for school.
Yeah.
You went to school.
So I get my license, but I don't work as a professional pilot. So in 1998, the monetary crisis, I have to pay for my hobby. I cannot afford it. The dollar's value is so high. So I guess I have to make a living out of my hobby. So that's why I started my career.
What exactly was your hobby at the time?
So actually, at that time, I just took the plane, ran the plane, and fly for hobbies. And then at the time, so I joined the Curug, STPI Curug, as a civil servant. And it was like 30-somethings. I forget. I don't like to mention my age actually. So starting there, and then I joined the Ministry of Transport for a while until during my occupancy there, I part-time, flying as a pilot in Batavia, Trigana, and Garuda Citilink at the time also, and when they started the Airbus operations. And then the last one was the AirAsia. Then I quit 2016 to join the FlyBest Academy because I really interested in the education and the training of the pilots.
Passing on your knowledge and skills into the younger generation. Right. We'll talk more about your career and also about Indonesia's safety, security regulations, aviation safety and security regulations when we come back.